Hey guys, and welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to be reviewing my first ever Astell Kern. This is the XB10. So this little puck is actually targeted at anyone that has got headphones, earphones, any sort of IEM that are cabled, and they want a Bluetooth connection to their phone. For that matter, if you're one of those folk who miss having a headphone jack in your phone, this could be the perfect device for you. Before I jump into any more details, let's see what you get in the box. I think this is the first circular box that I've ever opened. Of course, you get the XB10 as soon as you open the box. And then below that, you get a miniaturized manual that looks like it's been zapped from a science fiction movie. And then below that, you get a USB-A to a micro USB cable so you can charge the device. And right under that, you get a little mounting kit that slots at the back of the unit so you can clip it onto any of your sweatbands or your t-shirt. So the XB10 is basically a small Bluetooth headphone amp. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. The build overall is quite good for the amount I got it for. It does have a much higher MRP, and at that price I do question its build quality because it is a bit plasticky and clicky for that price. But otherwise it is quite well built for what it is. It does have a whole bunch of buttons on it that let you play, pause, increase the volume, reduce the volume, synchronize a new Bluetooth device, skip to the next or previous track. It also has a micro USB charging point. It does have a slider button so you can switch it on and off and lock it. And of course, you do have a 3.5 headphone output as well as a 2.5 headphone balanced output if you have that kind of hardware. On the feature front, this has Bluetooth 4.1. It does sound a bit dated compared to what you get today, but it is good enough. The codecs it supports are SBC, AAC, aptX and aptX HD, meaning you can support transfer speeds from 328 kbps to 576 kbps. I have played around with this a little bit. I have reviewed the KZ ZS10 Pros. Those of course are cabled, and if you do want to make that Bluetooth, this little puck could also be the answer. And I also did connect it to my Beyerdynamic DT990. So now on a sound front, how does this really manage with both of those earphones? This managed to drive the KZs really easily because those have a very low resistance of about 25 ohms. So you could practically sneeze on that cable and drive it. Whereas the DT990s, those hold a resistance of about 250 ohms. So listening to the KZs, you can hold the volume at about 25 to 30% tops. You don't need to go more than that. But to hold a similar volume with the DT990, you have to hold the volume at least 90% volume. These do certainly amp very well because there's no real loss in any of the frequency ranges with either of the earphones that I tried. No doubt it doesn't have enough amping power to drive 250 ohm headphones. It's not really meant for that. It's more for a much smaller driver that you're most probably going to wear while you're exercising, you're out in the gym, or if you're just going for a walk. So a big reason why I went for this little gadget is because of a matter of convenience. Today we've got cell phones that don't have headphone jacks anymore, and sadly I do have one of those. So if I do want to hook up any of my headphones to that specific phone, it's practically impossible to do that. I do need to hook it up to various other devices. So you might find yourself in a similar predicament. But before I sign off, there is still one more thing that the XB10 has let me do. And that is, it's let me bring streaming music back into my car. So if you do have an older vehicle and you don't want to go through the headache of changing your entire system just to add Bluetooth, this little gadget here can introduce it back into your car. And the thing is, it's pretty simple. If you've got an auxiliary cable, you just plug it straight into the Astell Kern and the other end into your auxiliary, and you've got your Apple Music, your Amazon Music, whatever your preferences are, obviously. So one thing that's really neat about the XB10 is that it's already got all those buttons laid out for your volume up, your volume down, your play, pause, and your next and previous track. So it's fairly easy to handle even while you've got your eyes on the road. You just need to reach out for it, feel the buttons, which is where it helps to be tactile, and you don't even need to interact with your phone. So one more neat thing I did realize when I tried this out for the first time in the car yesterday, when I went to the mall, I forgot to switch the module off. So obviously concerns creeped up in my mind about, oh gosh, the battery is going to be dead when I get to it. But the good news is, this goes on to a standby time maybe when it's not received a signal for about 5 or 10 minutes. So I didn't come back to a dead XB10. It was still functioning, and obviously you don't have to charge it every single time. I think on one charge it should hold about 3 hours of listening time, which is fairly respectable. But if you're on a long road trip, you can always plug it into your car and charge up. Now there's one little gripe I do have with this XB10. Now it does come with a little clip that you can sort of put onto your sleeve when you're going for a walk or a run, but there's no real way to mount this in the car. So what I can do is maybe put a little bit of DST sticky tape here and stick it somewhere on the dashboard so that all these buttons are well within reach. And another reason I would like to put this further up in front of me is it's got a microphone inbuilt for those phone calls that you make. So when it comes to those phone calls, there's only one way to see exactly how good or bad this microphone is. So this audio you're listening to is from the recording of the XB10 microphone. Right now it's sitting in a little cubby hole at the bottom, so I don't think it will be picking up my voice too well, which is why I would like to have it a little further up. So if the XB10 is nearer my mouth, say somewhere near the dashboard here, I think it should pick up my voice significantly better than being lower down, because the microphone is right next to the auxiliary cable right here. So ideally it needs to be at about mouth level on the dash, and I presume it will sound better. So here you have it. This is how the XB10 will sound like on the microphone if you're making those phone calls in your car. So there you have it. The XB10 is a tiny little puck, but it's packed with a whole lot of features. It's a massive amount of convenience. It's small enough to slip into your pocket. It's got a little clip you can stick onto your arm whenever you want to go for a walk or a run. It's solved my issue of not being able to stream music in my car, so I'm pretty thrilled about that. I am primarily going to be using it in my car anyway, because I do prefer a cable connection when I listen to any of my headphones. Now when it comes to the price, it fluctuates by quite a lot as far as I know, especially on Headphone Zone. I did get it for a good price, but if you would like to see what it's worth right now, I'll leave the Headphone Zone link down below if it's still available, and you guys can obviously pick it up if you would like to, if you think it will convenience you as well. So I do hope this video has helped you in some way or the other, and if you would like to support my channel, I'm sure you do know how to. And thank you for tuning into Paul's POV for some sound advice. One more neat thing I realized about this little module when I drove to the mall yesterday and used it. Shit, man, there are too many speed breakers here. Concerned that I'd... Hi. How are you?
Yeah, you're going home, huh?
No, I'm recording a video. Here, my camera's here.
Oh, this is it.
Here. In the car.
Ah, okay.
I just saw you. Thought I'd say hi. See you.